Hello, folks. Welcome back to another edition of SHU Outdoors. My name is Mick. I'm your host, and we have some news on this channel I'd like to share with you guys. As you can see behind me here, I'm building out an official studio for this channel. I'm in the early stages right now, but I got all the material. I'm in the process of doing it right now. Really soundproof it really good. Put a AC in there so I can put all my recording equipment in here and just clear it out of places it shouldn't be, have it all in one central location so I can really start taking the recording quality and the editing quality and hopefully start conducting some interviews at some point. For you guys who don't know, I did 25 years in prison, 14 plus years in New York State prison. I've been in Attica, I've been in Sing Sing, I've been in Auburn, the oldest maximum security prison in New York State. I mean, almost every jail they got up there in the state system, I've been to it with a few notable exceptions. They got a lot of jails in New York. So there you have it. A lot of them are really, really old and notorious with the big 40-foot walls around them. So I've been in a lot of them jails. I've been on Rikers Island. I've been in the Tombs downtown Manhattan before they closed them. I did 10 years at the United States Penitentiary System, all behind the wall, and then other things. But I got about 25 years total in the prison system. And on this channel, I want to do something that a lot of other channels don't do on YouTube. And this is not like a slight or anything. I understand why people do the kind of content that they do. One, because YouTube really likes to censor creators, and especially if you're in this type of sub-genre of storytelling and so on and so forth. And I don't like being censored. I'm totally cool with a guy not clicking on my content because he's just not interested in the topic I'm talking about. I really have no problem with that whatsoever. But I've posted videos on this platform that have literally gotten thousands and thousands of views. And a few days later, I post a video that YouTube just doesn't like for whatever reasons. And I have my suspicions, but I can't confirm them, so I'll keep them to myself. But they just don't like the video, and it might get 50 views. And I've had comments. People say, hey, man, you haven't popped up on my home screen in months. And I know I've been producing video after video after video. I have well over 100 videos. Now, that's not a lot of videos compared to some of the people who's been on the platform for years and years, but it's still a significant number of videos. So when you see a big wave like that, and then YouTube just won't let you promote certain videos, they don't like the story you tell it. Now, one thing about the stories I tell, I go out of my way not to use curse words excessively. I'm not a saint. I might let a little one slip through occasionally, but it's something that I try my best not to do. I don't describe gory graphic details. I routinely change the names and the places, to protect innocent people or just people who they want their privacy, and I respect their privacy. So the stories themselves are 100% true, but I do occasionally change names and places, again, just to protect people who, I'm telling their story, or they're included in the aspect of the story, and there's no point in alienating people. We're not like assisting any kind of investigation that's going on, so we're all mindful about who we identify and who we don't identify, and places and topics. I think the problem is I'm just telling stories that YouTube just don't enjoy being told for whatever reason. I don't just tell a story that Bob had a fight with Bill and then something horrible happened because of a candy bar or something. Those stories anybody can tell. A lot of the stories that I tell, most people can't tell because they haven't been where I've been and they haven't seen what I've seen. I'm really a country boy out of Carolina, traveled extensively all over the country, lived in New York City for 30 plus years. Now I live back in the middle of nowhere in Florida. So a lot of my stories, I want to think they're thought-provoking, and I can put names, I can put faces on names. A lot of people in this genre on YouTube, they tell a pretty good story. And I'm not saying it's not authentic from their point of view, but here on this channel, we do deep dives into things that I find interesting, and I think you will too. And, YouTube has just been censoring me to the extreme. For whatever reason, they just decided they don't like me and they ain't feeling my content. And it's not because the content isn't good or entertaining. I think I just tell stories and touch on topics they'd rather not be told or touched on. But I'm going to continue to do just exactly that. So I'm far from giving up. Actually, I'm doubling down and going harder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my whole operation over to X. Because it's really the only thing that can rival YouTube without the extreme censorship. And I just feel that's a better avenue for me. Again, I'm cool with people not clicking on my content. What I'm not cool with is my content not being given a fair chance to compete with other creators. That's what I'm not cool with at all, and you won't never know my content exists unless YouTube gives me a fair chance, unless it flashes on your algorithm. And once they start flagging it for topics and taboo topics, and not nothing nasty or vile or excessive cussing or whatever, but just real thought-provoking content and the way I see things based on my personal life lessons. It's not about that I think my content's better than anybody else's, and I understand why a lot of creators do the things they do because they don't want to be in my situation. So I totally get it. But I'm not willing to compromise, man. I'm going hard every time, man. This is America. It's freedom of choice, man. It's freedom of speech. And when YouTube wants to step in and be the ultimate gatekeeper, like the information that you have access to, I just don't think that's cool. One thing that YouTube does have going for it, and I'm fair, you can kick back and watch it at home on your big screen TV, and it comes right through. The app is downloaded on your TV if you got a Roku, most any other TV. Now, with like a platform like X, you can still do that. There's a whole nother process involved, and it's not easy. What the X does have is access to your phone, which we all have on us 24/7. So, my whole idea with going with YouTube, it was potentially a more comfortable viewing experience if you was in your house just chilling. But then I thought about it and I said, well, you don't always have your TV with you, but you always have your phone with you, right? So, I'm willing to do what's necessary to remain a free speech advocate and a content creator that I'm proud of every kind of content that I put out. If I had to water my content down, or I didn't tell the type of stories that I thought needed to be told, I wouldn't be being true to myself, and I wouldn't be, as a result of that, I wouldn't be being true to my audience. So, I look at it like this. YouTube, sooner or later, is going to find itself in a fix. It may, really the only reason why it has a market like it has is it's right on your TV. You can just kick back and watch it, and it right there on your big screen TV under the AC, whatever. But, if you think about it, everybody's got their phone in their pocket. You know what I mean? So I would imagine when content creators like me and probably others also at some point are going to start moving over to X, I think that YouTube is going to regret some of the decisions they've made, because you're just going to end up with a bunch of people who are just telling the same stories over and over and over with a slightly different spin or twist. And that might get you through the day for a while, but sooner or later, people are going to start seeking out content creators that keep it real and go hard every time. And again, just because I'm going hard and I'm keeping it real doesn't mean I'm being vulgar or disrespectful. I'm just telling the stories that actually need to be told in their proper context. If you're offended by somebody's content, you have an easy remedy to that. You just pick the remote control up and flip the content. You flip to something else. But when you got a platform like YouTube, who intentionally, if you go into my catalog, you'll see, man, I got videos that's got thousands and thousands of views. Now, I only got about 750 subscribers. That's not a lot of subscribers compared to the big boys. That's a relatively low number. But I know if I've had videos that's gotten thousands and thousands of views, and now I get a video that's got 40 views or 60 views, it's not because people don't want to view the content, man. It's that YouTube is actively suppressing it. So if I was a musician, I wouldn't stay with a record label that I'm in the studio laying down really good music, and maybe it's not right for everyone, fair enough, but tens of thousands of people would buy the album, but the record company I'm dealing with goes out of its way to not put my album out there. I can't compete with people who they're putting their content on everybody's home screen. And it's not because I can't compete in the idea of free ideas and free thought. No, that's not the issue at all. The issue is I'm not being given a fair chance, and I feel some kind of way about that. So I'm in the process of really getting the studio up and running, and I will in the next week or so. And when that happens, I'm going to have a dedicated studio. I'm going to be on X. I'm going to upload all my content one at a time. And that's a whole nother thing with YouTube. Once you put a video over there on their platform, they make you jump through 1,000 hoops just to be able to move it around or whatever. I don't like it. I mean, I love the idea of YouTube, and I thought it would be a good fit for me. But I just go too hard and I keep it too real. You know what I mean? And they have a problem with that. My goal on YouTube was never to be a huge YouTube star. It was honestly just to tell the stories in the proper context these stories need to be told, and relate them to life lessons, and not like in a preachy way, man. Look, I've been there, okay? No matter what jail you've been in or what life experiences you've had, I could probably relate if they were hardcore negative life experiences. And I come through it, and I'm out here living my best life, and I want to share this type of stuff with my viewing audience in a humble, respectful way, but still going hard and keeping it real, man. And I'm really just disappointed in YouTube for putting me in this position, man. I would have loved to stay on your platform, but you're just not making it possible. And really, it's your loss, because, you know, I know there's tens of thousands of people out there who love my content. I know that for a fact, if they even know it ever exists. The best way for me to facilitate that is to move to another platform. I think X is the best platform for me because it actually is a rival with YouTube. It's smooth to upload videos. It has a good interface for the content creators. You don't have to promote every video that comes along. You just get premium, and X is going to promote your video as long as it fits within a few basic perimeters. You know, I don't use excessive cursing. I don't target people. I just tell stories that need to be told in a raw, real way, you know, and that's what we're about here on SHU Outdoors. I hope you guys will think about coming over to X and checking me out, man. I'm going to start uploading content right away, and and moving some of my content, some of the top rated shows I had on YouTube. That'll be the first to go, and then I'll get all the rest of them over to X as time permits. Get the studio built out and really take the program to the next level. I won't let you guys down. Everybody who's subscribed to this channel, or everybody who sees this video, if you want hard-hitting, hard-boiled, raw stories told from the perspective of somebody who was there, who's seen it, who lived it, this is the right channel for you. And again, man, I respect all content creators, and I understand why you do the type of content you do, because you don't want to be in the position I'm in. But the truth is, I was built for hard times, right? And there's just another record company that's already done signed me. They said, hey, man, you sign with us, you just get this premium subscription. We'll push your stuff as far as we can possibly push it. Or I can stay with YouTube. We always already have an account, and I'm somewhat comfortable with the whole process. Make any kind of videos I want to make, and YouTube will make sure nobody never sees them. So that's not a hard decision for me to make. I'm going to X, man. So I hope you guys think about coming over there and checking SHU Outdoors out. And hey, man, if you're into hard-boiled, hard-told, authentic stories, told in a humble, respectful way from someone who was there, who witnessed it, or heard about it from numerous sources so they know it's true. This is the channel for you, man. I just appreciate all your support, all your subscribers, and I won't let you down. Come over to X and check me out, and we'll get going. I don't have the X account fully up and running yet. As far as content is concerned, I still have a lot of content over here that I'll leave it over here. I'll keep the account active by occasionally posting something, but I won't be uploading any more significant long form content to YouTube for the reasons already discussed. But I'd appreciate it if you come over and check me out. And with that, I'll go ahead and cut it, get it in the wind, stay up. Peace.